All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Too Hot to Handle Recap, a guy's review. It's your boy, Dave Neal. If you've never heard me before, I normally recap the show The Bachelor, Bachelorette, and all that franchise. I decided this is going to be the first recap I do of the Netflix show Too Hot to Handle. I loved the premise too much. Plus, I'm stuck in quarantine. We haven't been outside in months, so I made myself a nice cocktail with coconut rum. Goddamn, that's perfect. Okay, are you guys ready to go? This is going to be amazing. This show has some great plot twists, doesn't it? You guys are with me? If you haven't watched, don't watch my recaps. I'm going to go episode by episode. This recap is episode 1, 2, and 3. We're going to just plow right through it, just like Chloe tried to do with Corey. Moving on, here we go. Don't you guys love the premise of this show? Twists during the whole season. Every episode, something new happens. And genuine moments of personal growth. You ever thought you'd watch one of these shows and start tearing up? I'm like, what's going on with my life? It's not censored like The Bachelor. I like that. No commercials. We just plow right through. Chris Harrison, take some notes. This is the way to do it. The worst part of watching the show is that everyone's getting ripped and I'm watching it eating a full frozen pizza. You know, not even the good kind. It's not even a DiGiorno. I got a Red Baron frozen pie. I got quarantine body and they got young fucking ripped abs body. Also, don't forget, subscribe to this video, hit the like button, and leave a comment below. Let me know who you like, what you like about the show, what you don't like, and all that jazz. And if you subscribe, you'll get access to all of my other content as you do. So the first part of the episode, we're just going to have to plow through meeting all the new people. It's going to be a lot. Let's just get through it. We got a lot of exposition to set up here. First person we meet, Chloe from Essex. We have skinny Blake Lively. Very nice. Sharon from New Jersey, ripped small man. Haley shows up from Florida. Zeta sorority, she's going to be a problem. Here's my question is, because Chloe's kind of trashy and Haley's trashy. Chloe's from Essex. Is Essex the trashy part of England, like Florida is the trashy part of the U.S.? Is that how it works? Just wondering. Well, I got a good piece of strawberry there. All right, next we meet Harry from Queensland, Australia. Dumb and tall. Perfect for the show. Literally, all he needs to be is dumb, tall, young, dumb, and full of cum. That's what they say, right? We got David from London, UK. British boxer jaw. Wow, he is just chiseled like a Greek god. Jacked. They're all jacked. Everyone's strong. You got to be strong. Harry's got a little bit of pudge on him, but he's tall and he's got a nice smile, so they forgive him. We have Francesca. She's from British Columbia, Canada, but her face is from Miami. The tits are from Columbia, this country. Good plastic surgery down south. Boy, right? Nothing about her comes out of Canada, is all I'm saying. Matthew is from Colorado. He's the drug dealer of the group. He smells like patchouli. Gotta love Matthew. Then we have Rhonda, Georgia Peach, speaking of her bum. Nicole, Irish from Cork, Ireland. She's a professional drinker, all-girls Catholic school reject. Kells, London, beast of a human. Kells is a beast of a human. You know, England, they don't play American football, but he would be a, first-round draft pick. He is a jacked human. The host calls all of them beautifully naive wannabe reality stars. We're going to notice that the host is the secret weapon to this show. Ties everything together, right? She does a great job. Chloe says, I would ruin Harry. I love the British. She just looks at a guy. She goes, I want that. I would ruin it. I would destroy him. A lot of death wants to be bestowed on people. Then Harry says, I'm going to lay the carnage on Francesca. I love how desecration is the new love to these kids. I'm going to annihilate the shit out of that person. I'm going to tear them to pieces. Beat that up. All the folks live in the same hostel style. Stocked full of condoms. What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? I love that they're setting it up. This is like when it's a horror movie and in the first act of the horror movie, everyone's happy and getting along. It's like, okay, we established happiness. Let's take it all away from them. That's what this is right now. Cut to David applying sunblock to Rhonda's ass. Perfect. Genius move, bringing out the sunblock to the beach. That's what you want. You always want to be the sunblock guy. Because as creepy as it is, it's like, well, sorry, I'm just trying to prevent cancer from your skin. Very altruistic move, David. So what we learned now, we finally learn. We don't learn this right away. They slowly start to give us info, right? But what we learn is that the first 12 hours is there is no sex ban. So there's no sex ban yet. It's super funny that they don't know this. So that's what's so funny is they don't know that there's going to be a sex ban. So everyone's just taking their time. They're like, oh, I could have made out with them, but I'm just going to relax and play hard to get. They have no idea they're about to have the sex ban for the rest of the month. So they're just, getting their balls kind of warm, feeling the situation out. If they knew there would be a sex ban, they would just be tugging at each other. We have Sharon and Rhonda cuddling up on the beach. Jersey and Georgia, they kiss. This is what happens. You bring people in from the UK, you bring people in from Canada, from Australia, and what do you get? A Jersey dude and a Georgia chick hanging out in the Atlantic Ocean. You can't take the stripes off the cheetah. Is that a term? I don't know. By the way, there's going to be a lot of terms I don't know in this recap. The best part about this whole show is finding out the different terms the British people have for having sex. Harry says that he has boyfriend dick. Not too big, not too small, quote unquote maintainable. Great. It's like a pool, right? You don't want a big pool. You need to scrub it for algae. No, just a small, medium-sized pool that doesn't, adds a little property value. I got a little daiquiri on my microphone. Matt makes fun of Harry bragging about boyfriend dick. He goes, oh, why would you brag about having a small to medium-sized dick? I think it's genius. You don't want to wreck somebody's vagina right away. You say, look, hey, it'll get the job done. You know what I mean? It'll fit in the garage, take up a little bit of space. And you have to have some confidence to say that. If you want to tell someone you got boyfriend dick, you have to follow through. You have to have confidence. They play the blindfold game. They make out blindfolded, and then guess who it was? Oh, this is good. Right, this is how the coronavirus was started. It was started with Too Hot to Handle on some beach in Mexico. Wouldn't that be funny if that's where they brought it? We thought it started in Wuhan, China, but as it turns out, there was 10 hopefuls making out blindfolded. They've all got the black lung. 45 minutes before the sex ban starts. I wish I could call in and alert everybody, like horny Paul Revere. I wish I could be like, they're going to stop you from fucking. They're going to stop you. Everybody bang. Just like a DJ. Everybody bang. Lana, Harry and Fred. Okay, so it's 45 minutes before the bang. Harry and Francesca, are they already hooking up? They're already kissing, right? So they're hooking up before the bang, so that's good. Then Lana announces her presence to everyone. She's like Siri's slutty sister, right? She didn't get the job that Siri got, so she's like, you know what? I'm going to take everybody to the beach and tell them who they can't have sex with. Lana drops the truth. She said, all of you have been selected because you've had meaningless flings over lasting relationships. Lana knows how to cut deep. She really is like, this really is like the movie Saw, where they've got that guy Jigsaw, who's just like the voice of the devil, right? And he tells people, he sets them in scenarios. Lana's that way, but she is very much, has morality on her side, right? She's doing it for the betterment of these people. Lana announces there's a $100,000 prize, so everyone celebrates. They're like, great, there's a prize, this is amazing. Then Lana just says, but there are conditions. You'll have to abstain from sex of any kind, no self-gratification either. And everyone was like, damn it, because at first they were like, okay, I'll just rub a couple out, you know what I mean? David goes, should have knocked one out yesterday. I love the terms men have for masturbating. Like, I should have knocked one out yesterday. He says it so casually, like it's like his last thing on the to-do list at work before he plays a round of golf. Yeah, just knock one out with the boys. All right, that was episode 1. We're going to cut into episode 2. So if you haven't watched episode 2 yet, pause right here. Go watch episode 2. I make a mean daiquiri. Cherry juice, frozen strawberries, and a lion's share of Malibu rum. This is amazing. All right, you guys ready? Episode 2. Cut right into it. Episode 2, opening montage of everyone bitching about the rules. Everyone is so upset. I mean, they came here, they were sitting on that plane, their balls were just throbbing, they were ready to go. Everyone's been working out, looking good, and then all of a sudden, nope, can't have that one thing you crave. Harry and Francesca cuddling together. What are they doing cuddling together? They're just tempting themselves. I think that's worse than doing nothing. That's like going to a Pizza Hut if you're lactose intolerant. It's like, unless you want gassy farts for the next month, stay away. Someone asked Chloe if she had a hall pass, who would she bone? And by the way, Chloe quickly becomes my favorite. I think she's my favorite. Yeah. They would say, who would you bone? She goes, someone who can chuck me around a bit. Nothing like a British chick throwing back the Me Too movement. With consent. I want to be chucked around with consent. I give you consent to throw me around these walls. Best part of show is hearing colloquial sex talk. That's the best part of the show. You know, you get to hear terms. Now, if I were back in my single days, I'd be writing down these terms like a new dictionary. Like, okay, chuck me around. You go out to the bars. Would you like to be chucked around a little bit? She's like, you got to buy me a drink first. Fair enough. Sharon and Rhonda have crazy sexual energy. We know that. Talking to each other about where they are allowed to touch. I love how technical they are. Like, all right, there are rules to follow, but what are we doing with that belly button? Can we touch the belly button? What's happening? Rhonda says the second Lana short circuits, I'm in on Sharon. He's just right. She's ready to pull the plug on him. Sharon says the memories are worth more than the money. Dudes will say anything to get laid. He's like, the memories, they're worth more than the money. How much could it possibly be? The government's going to take taxes. We're going to have a few write-offs. Your cousin's going to be asking you for some of the money. Let's just blow each other, you know? He's like, we'll form a Kickstarter afterwards. We'll make up for it. Dudes will say anything. Harry tries to get Francesca to bang. He goes, I want to see where my heart is. Then they make out. I want to see where my heart is. Those are your balls. The first rule break happens right in the middle of the second episode. Harry says, we already broke rule number 1. He's like, come on, let's just go for it. Harry said to the boys, after Harry made out with Francesca, he goes up to the boys and he goes, I want to start with a 3-part apology. He was very well, like you could tell he's had to apologize before. He's like, part 1, he's got a PowerPoint presentation. I got to give Harry this. He's charming. He's a charming guy. He knows how to smile and he's charming. Then Kells tells Harry, he goes, you owe me a holiday. You owe me a holiday. Imagine if your boy gets ass and it costs you money. Because men are trained, I think, to just be happy for their buddies. There's nothing better than hearing about your buddy getting laid. You see him the next morning, you're out getting bagels, and he's just got this shit-eating grin, and you're like, oh, no way. But in this case, you hear your buddy gets laid, and it costs you money. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. Lana announces that Harry and Francesca's kiss cost $3,000. That's how much we found out kisses cost, $3,000. So the pot's down to $97,000. Harry told the boys that she initiated. Clearly he's lying because cameras. We saw that he came on to her, but Harry told the boys that she initiated. The whole crew is now fighting because of Harry's lie. People are like, oh, I believed him. She's kind of a weirdo. And when in fact, I felt bad for Francesca in the moment because I'm like, geez, why don't you just really call him out over this? This is wild. And she kind of called him out, but then they said she's lying. It was like, dude, it's on camera. Chloe said $3,000 for a kiss. Imagine how much sex is. And then Chloe said, imagine $20,000 for proper dead sex. She called it proper dead sex, which I'm guessing is the American version of a dead fish. Just shit sex. $20,000 for proper dead sex. I'd like to be chucked around a bit. I could just imagine, dating some boring accountant who's like banging her missionary style, and she's like, you mind choking me out a bit? This is too proper for me. Kells said, unless a kiss brings someone out of a coma, no, right? He brings Sleeping Beauty into it. He's like, no, you don't kiss anyone unless it saves their life. Chloe wins a date with David, finger-licking chocolate. Again, coronavirus, there's no licking each other's fingers unless they're dipped in Purell. They're building deeper connections, though. Chloe and David, they're building deeper connections. David's by far my favorite guy. By far my favorite guy. It's not just because my name's Dave. I tend to not like people with the name David. I think it's presumptuous. It's like, go Dave, 4-letter white guy. But I like this David, the first David I like. And Beckham. If you're British and your name's David, I like you. You're okay. And then Francesca and Haley, the Florida chick, they make out in revenge, which makes no sense because they're taking money out of their own pockets. Francesca just doesn't care at all about anybody else. She's like, I make enough money from Instagram, which is for sure true. She's like, I'm from Canada. I have healthcare. It's like, rub it in. We're all out here coughing up the virus and we can't even get to see a doctor because, we can't afford the ambulance ride. But by the way, Florida and Canada making out. This was a nice Canadian-U.S. alliance. Nice NAFTA agreement right here with these two sets of fake lips kind of sucking face. All right, moving along. Episode 3. Fran and Haley kiss to lose $3,000. Right? They make out and lose. Imagine losing $3,000 just by kissing somebody. Sharon wakes up Rhonda at 2:30 in the morning. He's conspiring to bang off camera. Because they don't know where the cameras are. They think at night that the cameras can't see them. It's like, don't you know technology? Haven't you watched a war film? What is this? So he wakes her up and he's like, come on in the other room. And then, nothing happens. Nothing happens. They sit on each other's laps or whatever. Nothing happens. But some of the people heard the rumbling that they had some stuff going on. So people don't know. You don't know. You don't know what's going on with the hands. Shan shows up, the relationship expert, for a bondage workshop. Nothing like getting tied down at work here. They're doing a shibari workshop, which is bondage. It's a ropes course for the adults, if you will. Kells ties Haley up like a gym bag. Not exactly the reparations, but it's a start, right? Just hog tie a bitch. That's how it starts. Harry and Francesca are paired up. Fran ties up Harry. Can you hate someone and still want to bang them and tie him up? I think so, right? I think you can hate someone a lot. As long as you got that sexual tension and physical tension due to strong rope, I think you're fine. Lana calls the crew to the fire pit to alert of a breach of the rules. We're gonna grow to like this term, breach of the rules. Francesca's like, what? And then Haley's like, huh? It's like, stick to modeling, all right? Don't jump into the acting world. Huh? What could it be? I do declare somebody broke the rules. Haley calls out Sharon for his 2:30 a.m. tryst. Haley's pure evil, right, folks? I mean, there's no way around it. Haley is pure evil. I mean, this is Florida, folks. Florida lady blames two other people of color, mind you, that are just getting along, falling in love. Then some white chick from Florida is like, well, I saw you guys up at 2:30 in the morning. And she changes the whole narrative when she knows she did it. And she didn't do it out of an accident. She did it to start this problem. She'll have her own. So the price fund is down to $94,000. Matt, a.k.a. Rock and Roll Jesus, hates Francesca and Haley, thinks it was them. Matt's onto him right away. Say what you want a bit, Matt, but strong intuition. He's got that Jesus intuition, right? He's got that walk on water energy. Sharon and Rhonda have their first fight. Sharon admits his ex left him for his friend. So he basically pushes her away. I mean, at least it's good to know what their issues are. You know what I mean? Like, that's what this whole show is becoming about. Them just acknowledging what their issues are and working on them. So he acknowledges he had a friend that his ex went out. You know, it's muddy. Everyone, this is why we love these shows so much. It's muddy. We've all had similar situations. We're all messed up. We all have baggage. We can't just tie our baggage up like Kel can. You know what I mean? Matt determined to find out who's responsible for the $3,000 kiss, which I love. I love that Matt's just become Detective Matt. He doesn't care. He's like, I need to know. I need to know who did it. It's not about the money. It's about knowing who did wrong and letting them know we know. Harry and Francesca decide to start over. I don't get why she doesn't demand that he just admitted he lied, right? He's like, I don't like to dwell. Yeah, because you're in the wrong. He's like, let's just let bygones be bygones. All right, after you admit to the group that you're wrong and I'm not a liar. But we find out Francesca is just as shitty as a person, so it kind of like works itself out. I love that Matt won't let the mystery kiss go away. Sheriff Matt says, unless I sleptwalked and fell into a vagina, it wasn't me. Can you imagine having to be the person typing up that deposition? He says he didn't sleepwalk and fall into a vagina. Can we check the notes on that? The footage? Yeah, it confirms. The footage shows he stumbled, just not into a vagina. And how big is the vagina? Okay, moving on. Matt pulls a move we didn't know he could. He says, should we ask Lana? And we're all like watching it like, oh, he can just ask Lana? He's like, I didn't want to have to do this. Then he goes, Lana, did Sharon and Rhonda break the rules? And then Lana in that, robotic chick voice goes, negative. And then Sharon goes, I feel like I'm O.J. Simpson. And it's like, okay, you small man. The gloves would have fit you, you little person. And then Matt said, was it Haley and Francesca? And Lana said, affirmative. And the place goes nuts like Maury Povich just said he was not the father. You know what I mean? Wow. So they got caught in a lie. And then at the end of the episode, we have contestant number 11. Come on down. Bryce from Los Angeles. Look, he's a douche, but living in Los Angeles, I know these guys, right? You see him every day. I know this guy. He pulls his hair back. He lives on a boat. What's so funny is that the girls are just super horny at this point, so he just walks into a shitstorm. He's just like a normal guy walking in with that kind of energy like the new guy. He's like, I'm Bryce from California. And the chicks are just like looking at him like, ooga, cartoon style. Anyway, guys, leave a comment, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, and like this so that way it helps out the algorithm. People can find this. Let me know who you like on the show. And if you've watched farther than episode 3, don't spoil it yet because some people might not have watched. I've watched all 8 episodes. So in the coming days, we'll be recapping episode 4 through 8. But this is episode 1 through 3. Thank you guys so much. And also, I've got other playlists on my channel. I host a podcast called The SAP, stands for Sex Actually Podcast. We interview hilarious stand-up comedians about their sex and dating lives. So you can see all those episodes in that playlist. And then we've also got our Bachelor recap videos, some vlogs, and all that stuff. So we appreciate your support while I'm quarantined here in Los Angeles. And we'll see you next time for the Too Hot to Handle review. I'm Dave Neal. Bye, everyone.